All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking that invisible technology literally powering our modern lives, Wi-Fi. We rely on it for, well, absolutely everything. Work, video calls, scrolling late at night, but to most of us, it just feels like this invisible magic floating around the house, right? Well, today, we're popping the hood. We're going to see exactly how Wi-Fi works, how to fix its most annoying quirks, and how to get ready for the insanely fast future of wireless connectivity.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, how Wi-Fi actually works. Then, why Wi-Fi is definitely not the internet. Navigating the wireless frequency highway, a look into the future with Wi-Fi 7, some real-world tips for boosting your signal, and finally, securing your home network.
Okay, part 1. How Wi-Fi actually works. Let's get into the invisible mechanics of it all.
I mean, really think about it for a second. You tap a piece of glass on your phone, and instantly a video or a meme appears. How exactly does a cat video travel invisibly through thin air? It totally feels like sorcery. But actually, your devices are just constantly talking to each other using high-energy radio waves. More specifically, they're using microwaves to zap information back and forth between your phone and your router.
And you know, we say the word Wi-Fi dozens of times a week, right? But the crazy thing is, the name doesn't actually mean anything technical at all. Seriously. It's just a brand name for a collection of wireless standards, officially called IEEE 802.11, which started way back in 1997. A marketing company literally just made up Wi-Fi as a catchy pun on the audio term hi-fi, because, let's be honest, 802.11 is a bit of a mouthful.
So how exactly does a radio wave carry a 4K movie? Well, computers process everything in binary, right? A massive, endless stream of ones and zeros. To send that over the air, your router translates that binary code into a physical radio wave. So when there's a peak in the wave bouncing around your living room, that's a binary 1. When there's a trough, a dip in the wave, that's a 0. Essentially, how Wi-Fi works is by blasting this fluctuating, invisible wave of ones and zeros all over your house for your devices to catch and decode in real time.
Moving on to part 2, Wi-Fi is not the internet. Let's clear up a super common misconception.
We've all been there, right? Staring at our phone, yelling, "Why do I have full Wi-Fi bars but no internet?" The key thing to remember here is that these are two completely different things. Think of Wi-Fi as the local neighborhood road inside your house. If you're connected to Wi-Fi, it just means your device successfully parked on that local road and is talking to your router. The internet, though, that's the massive global highway. So if your screen says connected without internet, it just means your local road is fine, but the on-ramp to the global highway is completely blocked. Your Wi-Fi is actually working perfectly. It's the connection to your internet service provider that dropped the ball. And that is exactly why your remote work meeting just froze.
All right, part 3, the wireless frequency highway. Let's talk about 2.4, 5, and 6 gigahertz.
So, when it comes to wireless tech, there is always an ultimate trade-off: range versus speed. You've basically got 3 main lanes to choose from. The 2.4 gigahertz band is your heavy-duty pickup truck. It's on the slower side, capping out around 600 megabits per second, but man, it goes the distance. It can easily punch right through solid walls, making it absolutely perfect for smart home sensors or security cameras outside. Then you have the 5 gigahertz band. This one is significantly faster and way less crowded, but it definitely struggles a bit more with those walls. And finally, the newer 6 gigahertz band. This is your blazing fast sports car. We're talking ultra-fast speeds and practically zero interference, but it has the shortest range of all. It really needs a clear, open room to perform. The cool part, though, most modern routers will actually auto-switch your devices between these lanes on the fly as you walk around your house.
Which brings us to part 4. The future is Wi-Fi 7. Let's look at the next generation of wireless tech.
46 gigabits per second. Just let that sink in for a second. That number is absolutely staggering. That is the maximum theoretical data rate for Wi-Fi 7. To put that into perspective, it's engineered to handle our most insane bandwidth demands without breaking a sweat. We're talking multiple people streaming 8K video, playing cloud-based games, and running VR headsets, all at the exact same time, without a single stutter.
So how exactly does Wi-Fi 7 pull off this massive leap? It comes down to some really clever engineering. First off, it doubles the channel width to 320 megahertz, which is basically like building a much wider, fatter pipe for your data to flow through. It also introduces something called multi-link operation, or MLO. Remember those frequency lanes we just talked about? In the past, your device had to pick just one lane and stick to it. But with MLO, Wi-Fi 7 lets your devices use multiple frequency bands at the exact same time.
This drastically slashes delay times and acts as a brilliant failsafe if one lane suddenly gets congested. Add in 4K QAM, which essentially crams even more data into the exact same radio wave, and you've got a network built for absolute real-time reliability.
Okay, part 5, boosting your Wi-Fi signal. Let's fix those pesky dead zones right now.
Now, the absolute most effective way to boost your signal doesn't require buying anything new. It's purely physical. Because Wi-Fi signals radiate outward in a giant bubble, if your router is shoved in a corner by the front door, literally half your signal is being broadcast out into your front yard. So step 1, move that router to the center of your house. Next, get it off the floor. Elevate it to chest height or even higher. And finally, keep it far, far away from signal killers. Concrete walls and large metal appliances are basically kryptonite to radio waves. Oh, and definitely keep it away from the kitchen microwave. Microwaves can literally scramble your signal every single time someone heats up leftovers during your video call.
Now, if rearranging things doesn't completely fix it, you've got two main hardware options. For larger or multi-story homes, investing in a mesh Wi-Fi system is usually the way to go. Mesh systems use multiple nodes spread around the house that talk to each other seamlessly. That means your laptop isn't going to drop its connection just because you walked from the home office to the kitchen for a coffee. On the flip side, if you just have one stubborn little corner of the house that refuses to connect, a much cheaper range extender might do the trick. Just keep in mind, they often create a totally separate network name you have to manually switch to, and you might see a slight dip in overall speed.
And finally, part 6, securing your home network. Because this highway travels right through the air, we absolutely have to talk about locking it down. The National Security Agency actually put out some really interesting guidelines highlighting the silent vulnerabilities sitting in our living rooms right now. And it's not just your laptop that hackers want. Think about those smart home speakers. The NSA actually recommends limiting sensitive conversations near them and muting the mics when you aren't actively using them. They also advise physically covering your webcams and using standard, non-admin user accounts for your daily web browsing. That way, if a malicious actor does somehow get in, it severely limits what they can actually do. Basically, every single smart device you own is a potential open window into your home network. So, to make sure your router isn't the weak link here, you need to take a few active steps. Make sure you're using a strong, totally unique password and turn on the WPA3 encryption protocol in your router settings. WPA3 is the most advanced security standard we have today, so definitely use it. Just as crucially, you want to enable automatic firmware updates for all your devices, especially the router itself. And honestly, if your router is so old it's no longer getting updates, it's time to replace the whole thing. Oh, and one last tip from the NSA. Schedule a weekly router reboot. It clears out the memory and keeps everything running securely and at peak performance.
So take a look around your home today. From the smart bulb in your bedside lamp to the TV hanging on the wall, how many vulnerable, outdated smart devices are silently connected to your network right now? Is your invisible highway securely locked down, or have you accidentally left the digital front door completely wide open? Take a few minutes this week to check your router placement, update that firmware, and make sure your Wi-Fi is running fast, clear, and secure. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring the amazing tech that connects our world.